Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Victor lies to Nikki as he brings back a blast from the past, and Victoria fears for Claire's life. Today on The Young and the Restless, Victoria gets bad news and a strange phone call. Harrison reunites with Summer and his family, and Jordan's fate is revealed. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. At Crimson Lights, Phyllis worries to Nick that they haven't heard news about Harrison. Nick would like to go after Jordan himself. Phyllis laments that Summer doesn't know when she'll see her son again. Her head is going to explode. I'm going to lose it. At the motel, Kyle hugs Harrison and tells her he's safe. Summer runs in and sweeps up the boy. Kyle asks where Claire is, but Harrison doesn't know. Kyle exits and Harrison tells Summer that the witch told him she and Daddy didn't want him anymore. She said they gave him away to her. Summer assures Harrison that's not true. They love him more than anything in the world. That woman was lying. We have been searching for you since the moment she took you. She pulls him into an embrace. Harrison asks, why did she say it? Summer says she's evil and wanted to hurt them by hurting him. You're safe now. She can never come near you ever again. Kyle reappears and says there's no sign of Claire. Summer scoffs. Are you surprised? She hopes the police lock up Claire and Jordan and never let them out. In the tack house, Cole has made food for him and Victoria, who tells him he doesn't have to take care of her. They sit down to eat the pasta. She knows he's suffering too. Cole says this is his way of taking care of himself, keeping busy. Victoria won't deny him that. As they eat, they chat about things they've learned since they've been apart. Cole has learned never to try and predict where life will take you. He never imagined he'd end up back in Geno City with a grown daughter. Victoria hopes Claire will be Oak. Cole says she has to be. They can't lose her again. At the ranch, Nikki paces and pulls out her flask. She contemplates it and then puts it back in her pocket. Victor appears and says, there you are. Are you alright? Nikki asks why he wasn't home when she got there. Victor says he was in town, in an alley. I was following you. Nikki fumes, you followed me? They bicker as she rails at him for going behind her back to interfere with her plan. Victor hollers that she put herself in danger. Nikki says it's her fault. Victor argues that only Jordan is to blame. Nikki wanted to confront her and save Claire and Harrison, but she didn't show up. Victor tells her she did. At the Abbott mansion, Diane wakes up from a nap and Jack tells her there's news and he believes it's good news. Diane learns that Kyle got a lead on Jordan. He's calming the neighborhood right now. Diane worries what will happen if Kyle confronts Jordan. Jack says he assured him he wouldn't act without backup. Diane wants to go. They grab the keys to leave as Kyle and Summer come in with Harrison. Jack and Diane sweep the boy up in their arms. Diane tells Harrison she's so glad he's home. Summer reports that he seems to be fine. Harrison says the witch didn't hurt him. He's glad to be home. Diane offers him food. Summer thinks some quiet time would be good. Kyle tells him they'll never let anyone take him again. Summer takes the boy upstairs. Diane hugs Kyle. You made it happen. They learn that he didn't confront Jordan. She drove off when he got there, so he made his move. Kyle had to risk it. He called out and Harrison responded, so he broke down the door. There was no sign of Claire. Kyle explains that the police got there as they were leaving. In Crimson Lights, Phyllis wants to call Summer, but Nick tells her she doesn't need them in her ear. Jack and Victor won't rest until they bring that boy home. Phyllis tells Nick she should have told her about Jordan and Claire and their vendetta. You should have shared that with me. Nick shrugs, you know now. Phyllis argues she could have done something to protect their daughter and her son. Nick stays calm, which drives her crazy. I just feel so helpless. She wants to do something to support Summer. Nick says they'll be her first call when she needs them, and will be ready. Phyllis recalls when Summer became an instant mom to Harrison. Nick teases that Phyllis couldn't imagine what it made her. Phyllis sighs, it made me a granny, a super hot granny. Phyllis wasn't actually sure Summer could handle it. Nick admits he was worried too. Summer acted out a lot and always believed she was in the right. Somehow, when they weren't looking, she grew up. Phyllis tears up, she's incredible. Nick has to hand it to Summer, who kept her head level throughout this. Just then, they both get texts. At the ranch, Nikki asks what happened when Jordan showed up in the alley. Victor explains that Kyle tracked down the motel where she was staying and saw her leave. He went in to search for Claire and Harrison, and he hopes there'll be good news soon. Nikki asks if Jordan is in custody. Victor says, no, she's dead. Nikki gawps, Jordan is dead? How did it happen? Victor says she saw him and his team approaching and tried to escape across a bridge. She panicked, slipped, and fell over the side of the bridge. Nikki frowns, so she drowned. Jordan drowned. Are you sure she's dead? Victor says there's no way she could have survived. Nikki wants the river dredged so she can see with her own eyes. Victor says the team and police are on it. He's convinced she finally met her end. Nikki asks why they haven't heard anything about Harrison and Claire. Just then, Victor gets a call from Jack, who says Harrison is home. He relays the news to Nikki. Victor learns there is no sign of Claire. Jordan hasn't returned and they can't get the answers they need until she does. Victor says she won't return, she's dead. Jack offers his team to help find Claire, just let him know. Victor thanks him and hangs up. Nikki can't wait to hug Harrison but worries. Where could Claire be? Where do we look for her? Jordan took those answers with her. Victor wears a funny expression. In the tack house, Victoria can't stand the waiting. Cole asks if she wants to head up to the main house. Victoria wants to be there if Claire walks through the door. Cole is sure she's doing everything she can to protect Harrison and get them both home safe. They talk about Summer thinking she's in on it. Cole says she's a mother and afraid, just like Victoria. Victoria can't understand why they haven't heard anything by now. At Crimson Lights, Phyllis and Nick ogle a photo of Harrison tucked up in his bed. She wants to go there, but Nick reminds her that Summer said she'd call when he's ready for visitors. Nick grimaces. She asks if he's okay. Nick says it took everything in him not to go track Jordan down himself. Thank God you were here. Phyllis says, that's nice. So I was the calm one for you. I was your hero. He teases, sure. We can go with that. He says Jordan better hope she ends up in prison or he'll hunt her down and make sure she never hurts his family again. At the Abbott mansion, Summer tells Diane, Jack, and Kyle that Harrison seems okay. She's worried about the effects of Jordan's evil on him. Jack reports that Victor says she's dead. She plunged off the bridge. Summer's glad she's dead and hopes she rots in hell for what she did to Harrison, but this isn't over. Where's Claire? She's still on the loose. At the ranch, Nikki wonders if Claire could have run off to avoid arrest. Victor's convinced there's no way she'd turn against them. Nikki wails, then what did Jordan do to her? They're free of her but still in the nightmare, which is just what she wanted. She worries how they'll tell Victoria and Cole that Claire is still missing. Victor says they can go to the tack house. Nikki urges Victor to continue searching. She'll go. Victor chastises Nikki for going to the alley, but admits it was courageous on her part. Without her plan, Kyle never would have found Harrison alone. Nikki hopes Claire is safe as well. They embrace. Victor tells Nikki that Jordan will never hurt her again, and they will find Claire. At the Abbott mansion, Summer harps about Claire needing to be caught and punished. Jack reminds her they don't know she was involved in the kidnapping. Kyle says Harrison didn't blame Claire or say anything against her. Summer says the facts are that Claire made Harrison trust her and was the one alone with him when they disappeared. Kyle tells Summer that Claire didn't drive away with Jordan, nor was she in the hotel. Jack adds that there was no mention of getting her out of the country. Diane worries Jordan did something to harm Claire. Kyle thinks it makes sense. Harrison was a means to an end, but Claire betrayed her. Jordan would never forgive that. The doorbell goes and Jack lets Phyllis and Jack in. Just then, Harrison cries out for his parents, who run upstairs. Nikki joins Victoria and Cole at the tack house. She reports that Harrison is home safe and sound. They're pleased and Victoria asks, "Where's Claire?" Nikki tells her, "Darling, I'm afraid we don't know where Claire is."